Okay, oh, rubbish. Anyway, back again. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that terrible beginning. We're back again to do this, to finish off this car thing. Truck, four-wheel drive by Mr. Outdoorsy person. In fact, I have found this piece now. So in the day between the last video and now, I have in fact found that piece. So the dog is now complete. So they can just sit there. We were up to here, and I'm just checking what we need to do. We need to put, we've done all that. So we need to put these two things together. So it's been such a long time. I mean, I just jumped an entire day. And so we're just back into the thing. It's been such a long day since yesterday. So I've completely forgotten what I was doing. But, ow, that hurt. Speaking of Star Wars and Disney and Marvel, I watched Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph Breaks the Internet. And I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. But then, of course, hey, look, there is another piece of wood. Yay! But then, of course, I went and looked it up on Internet Movie Database, which was referenced in the film. And that was pretty sad, because all the comments only served to illustrate the major points of the film, I thought. Which was, don't be a whiny man baby. and all the comments are like basically whiny man babies. So that was kind of depressing. Who are all like, oh, this film is terrible, completely unfunny, doesn't do anything, here's all my really intellectual discussion about why it wasn't a very good film, and I know what I'm talking about, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh, you have to be kidding. It was fine. It's like the people who do that obviously do not understand who the film is targeting. That is primarily children who are growing up in a time when all these things make sense, and they want to see lots of, advertising and talking about internet things. And I thought it was really funny. It had some really good parts in it, but they did have they had nice little cameos, like Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, which I thought was all nice, because I think he's like the important, and he's in the trailer, of course. So he's back for, it must be his last thing at being in a Star Wars film, because he's in every like, not in every Star Wars, he's in pretty much all the Star Wars films, even if only for a small bit. He's like the thing that links all Star Wars films. So I'm looking for, I've actually got it. So what am I looking for here? Oh no, that's where that one goes there, and we've got that one. So I've done it all. It's weird when you're talking, you're just like, what? Oh, I haven't done everything, but I have. Yeah, he like links everything together. But he's also in all the sort of non-canonical Star Wars films, like all the those Lego Star Wars films that he's in. And so he brings everything together. And Billy, what's his something? I've forgotten his name. The person who plays Lando. I feel bad for forgetting his name. Billy D something. Probably Williams or something. He's in one of the. He's in the Lego movie for one thing, isn't he? So that's that. And I haven't seen the Lego movie 2 yet, but I'm expecting I'm going to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the second Wreck-It Ralph film. So that was a very meta film, but they were definitely saying, "Well, look at us. We're Disney. We own everything." Except they had a Batman reference. And it's like, well, they don't own Batman. So how does that work? So we've done all this, and done all that. It's like I'm doing everything, and it feels like I haven't. So that was quite weird to see the sort of quick reference to 80s, not 80s, 60s or 70s Batman in a rather random way. And it's like, well, okay, well, you own Marvel, but you just made a Batman reference. But that was nice. That was nice. I mean, they don't own all the video games they reference. They did in the background of the shop, not the shop, but the arcade. They had Street Fighter 2. I thought that was Was there a Street Fighter 2 character anywhere in that film? There probably was in the background. Right. So I do play vintage retro video games with kids. We never played Tapper, which is a shame because I quite like that game. That's actually a really good game. It's kind of fun. It's like the kind of game you'd think you'd play on a phone, really. Because it's just like pressing, up there. I don't know if it would work. It would work. It would work fine on a phone. It just wouldn't be as exciting, I think. As maybe. Well, I'm sure I'm gonna look it up tomorrow. I'm sure there are Tapper games on the App Store. We haven't done these bits here, and there's quite a few of them, aren't there? So on each side. Okay. Well, we can see how this is going to go. That one can go there. I mean, this is actually kind of important to do this side bit, so I have to concentrate. Though I'm a little bit, so these just go on and they're held in place by one stud. Ooh, that does, oh well. I mean, I guess what else can you do? Well, you don't really need. And I guess we can do the other side without paying any attention to what the instructions say. Because it's kind of obvious where this is going to go. But these pieces are neat, aren't they? So I think I mentioned that a long time ago, a while ago, that I had this set that my parents picked up from a flea market actually, and it was like when I was a kid. And where's the other one of those? We're missing it. It's disappeared. Oh, there it is. See what I mean? Every single time. And yeah, and it had a lot of these rounded pieces in it because it was like this old school, like really like a Model T type car, like not quite a model, like after a Model T Ford, but still back in that kind of era. Car with lots of curved edges and an open top. And so these pieces are like the same kind of dimensions, but they weren't smooth. So this piece wasn't around when I got this set when I was a kid. But they would have been nice. They would have had nice styling for the top because then they could have had a smooth top and it would have looked really good. If only I hadn't completely destroyed it. Like a terrible child that I was, instead of keeping that creation alive forever. So I didn't even know the entire story behind how they got that. My parents. I mean, who sells? I shouldn't yawn so much. Who sells? So it's these pieces here that we're putting on, like a giant my own creation at a flea market in the 80s. It is a bit odd. So these are seats. Oh, it's finally clicked. These are seats. Okay, these are seats. Got it. And these are going to be the wing mirrors. So that's kind of cool. And they look quite nice when you put them on there. I am recording, and I suddenly like, oh, I'm not actually recording. I'm just talking to myself. And what's this? This is the fuel canister. So I hope it's a proper regulation one or whatever, and properly certified fuel container. It's the only reason I get any fuel at the moment is for my lawnmower, because my car is out of action. And they always say you must have a proper canister for containing petrol. So I'm sure this one is. Right. Why am I laughing at that? That's not funny. That's not even remotely funny. And no one who watches this is going to think that's funny. But what they are going to think is funny is, how did I lose? No, I give up. It's right here. It's like Toy Story. They disappear when you don't actually talk about them, and then when you, I don't think I've got this right because I don't know if they fit in. Oh, it goes against the side. Okay, like that. They just, they don't move until you say that you're trying to find them, and then they move so that you can see them. If that makes sense. And I did like that they had a Toy Story cameo in Wreck-It Ralph, and like most of all the related Disney princesses were voiced by their original actors, which I thought was cool. It was nice. I thought the thing with the the search engine. I forgot his name, but not being Google. But they still had Google in there, but only very briefly. And I at first when I saw that, I'm like, did they just have like a non-Google search engine? Because everybody searches with Google still. Just so that they could not talk about Google, just so that they can make a goggle joke a little bit later on. But I guess they couldn't really talk about. I mean, they had they didn't really talk about a particular platform, except for eBay. Like eBay, obviously was quite prominent, but then they didn't talk about YouTube. Though they mentioned YouTube. I shouldn't have said this, should I? I'm going to give everything away. I'm not giving everything away. I don't think I did. Oh, what have I had? So I don't understand what's happening here. So I've done that, and then these things. Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong side. Okay, they go on the front. Okay. I was like, you can't put one across there. That doesn't work. That's not going to make sense, though, on the video. Well. So we should stop talking about Wreck-It Ralph. But it was fun and good, and I liked it. And I don't care about silly, whiny man babies who complain about everything on the internet and about how Disney is like pandering to certain people and whatever, because they're just telling them that they need to grow up. Is basically my take-home message from that. Alright, and there we go. What are we going to do here? These ones go here. So this is strange. Although I guess they put these bits in so that they could have a helicopter. Because I bet you these are used on the top for the helicopter blades. Guarantee. When I look at these, I always think, helicopter blade! Because what else? What else could they be? Oh, this is going to be cool. I'm looking at this is cool. So they've got these bits to lower it down. The good old T-junction things. Now these are a Lego Mindstormers EV3 style piece. From my experience with EV3 stuff. Which I also have done a fair bit of for a living. Not for a living, but to get paid for. As you do. So we've got another one. I feel like I'm going to run out because I can't see the last one. So that's that one, that's that one, and there should be one more, and that's the thing that I'm really worried about because I can't see it for the life of me. And I'm talking about it, and it's not just magically appearing like it's supposed to. So where did it go? Well, we could kind of survive. It's probably hidden in the book somewhere. No, well, it will turn up. It has to turn up. So we'll come back for the last one, and we'll just put the wheels on that we can. Oh wait, we've got a few more bits to do. So they're always like, oh no, you have to resist putting the wheels on. So I think I've run out of those. I feel like I'm missing a few pieces. Or I've overdone it. No, and you'd think you'd have a spare one of those. So where did it go? Oh, here we go. Found that one. So it's just that one little tiny piece that we're looking for. And so I'm putting everything into a pile that you can't see. So that's the kind of thing that would have got stuck on the side of the desk somewhere. And it's not there. It's not under the clock. It's not there. It's, well, that one doesn't matter so much. We can live without that for a second. Let's get this put together before it's too late. Alright. That looks wrong. Or right. Oh, I think you can move that one around, can't you? Ooh, have I got this one right? I can't really tell. Because it could go there or it could go there. Well, let's put some wheels on. Right, so what goes on here? Well, we can do the front bits because we haven't lost all of those yet. That one goes there. And I'm quite looking forward to actually getting all the front bits. All the lights on the front. Because that makes it... Well, all we got to do 8 of them. So we're going to put these things together 8 times. and then put them all on the car. So there should be 9 of these, right, if everything goes according to plan, because they should have a spare of both parts, but maybe these sets don't have spares. That would be a real shame, like a real shame. Okay, 1, 2, because I haven't seen a spare of that piece, and you'd think there'd be a spare of that. So it doesn't look like you're going to get many spares. And we've got 7, and I don't see any other ones. I've already got 1 on there. So 2 go at the front, or 4 go at the front, and then 4 go up here. So, which looks cool. I'm going to say it. It looks cool. I don't know why it's got the wood paneling at the top. I can't imagine that's how they actually go in the car. And then we're going to put these bits on the side. I don't know what these things are for. Wait, they go on the outside. Like this. And like that. So from this pit here, and then one of these tools, which I seem to have lost. Oh no, there it is. Oh, what's that? Oh no, it's that one. Oh, there is a spare. Okay, so there are a spare of those ones. So you'd think I'd have a spare black one to put up there, but I don't have. That's what was going to go there. Okay, so that's just not going to get attached. That's okay, we can live without that one. I think I've done real well not putting the wheels in, because we're so close. And then they just go down, which is a bit disappointing, because that's just that. But then we've got this guardrail thing, which I think is going to make the front look quite wicked, really. How does it stay in place? Oh, wow. Oh, okay, there's bits to clip it on. Okay. Look at that. That's quite good. I like that. Ooh, that's nice. And then this thing here goes in the front. Ah, well, there you go. There's your answer. So there's actually only 1 in the front. So I was very enthusiastic and put 2 in the front. And that means you only got 1 there, and then you've got this one here, and you don't apparently get a spare, or I made the same mistake another time. I don't know. And I think it turns around. That's a bit of a strange way to drive your car. Like, seriously, would you drive a car with a pickaxe hanging over you like that? I wouldn't. That's a recipe, especially one that's going bouncing along the ground. Alright, and now, fun part, it's the wheels. That was another 20 minutes. That was way too long for a video. So, but it was a big set in comparison. So what should I expect? 50 minutes of me talking about Disney intellectual property, just to make this car. So I want to have the right kind of. Well, it says the same thing on each side. You kind of want the writing to be on the outside, but then they have writing on both sides. So it doesn't matter which way round it. Well, that does not spin the way I want it. Oh, spin better. It's a bit shaky. That one's sweet. Why is this one all funny? Oh, because I moved this one back. Is that why? That can't be why. So I should. Well, does that look better or worse? It still doesn't work. Oh, there we go. It's kind of better. Oh, not really. Okay. So that's interesting. Oh, and we've got one more thing to do at the very end of this video, which is just show what I was talking about with RCX stuff from before. So we've got a whole pile of these pieces that I just didn't use. Why are they not used on this one? So you'd think you'd just make a big tree out of these. So there's a lot of leftover pieces, and that one's got a little thing. Oh, I feel like these should have been used for something. And there's a pair of glasses. They should be somewhere on the car. And he should pop into there just to see how well he fits. See what I mean? That's just going to pop off. And there's the fully complete car. I think those are too far back. So hold on. We'll try it there. Does that look better or worse? So that way or that way? I'm not entirely sure from the instructions, and I'm not really... It looks like in the instructions they do go a bit further forward, which makes sense. But I like it. I'm going to stick it. It looks better like that. It looks more like a hot rod or something. Okay. So tree, and there's quite a few leftover pieces, including these bits of wood, which I run out. We can put them onto the end of there. So they're just growing out of the tree, and these aren't wood, bits of wood, twig things. And there's quite a few of those in spare, but no spare one with a little hook on the top. Okay. So that's straight. I'm just going to put everything together. I think there might be two spare silver ones, which makes me feel like I've done something wrong. And there's one of those spare, and that could just go down there. Actually, we'll just stick that into here. Ooh, actually. Well, if you put it there, you can get 3 in one. You don't really need 3. Oh, and there's some more over here too. That can go on the front. That one can go there. That's not even from the set. Okay, and there's the dog, and there's the tree. So that was that, and it's quite cool. Let's just roll it around. I don't always remember to do this. It rolls fine. It looks cool. It feels good. Weighty little car. So that was quite fun. It bounces well. So let's compare it. So this is the RCX 1.0. So I always want the one that has a little power jack at the back. This one doesn't. And so these are for using little motors, which look like this. So the wires in this set are in terribly bad condition, so they're not really going to be used. These ones definitely are a bit dodgy. But they have this neat little trick, and we can use one of these wheels, whoops, and break everything. No, don't break it. If I stick a wheel on there, you can win some basic electricity, as long as these wires aren't touching, which is going to be very hard. And when you turn this one, the other one turns, because you generate some electricity that goes through the wires. So that's kind of cool. So it comes with these wires, comes with this little sensor here, which is in very bad shape, which might though light up if you do this, or it might not. But when the wires touch, it won't work. In fact, it feels kind of hard when you do that, but that's kind of cool. And so anyway, we're going to have a look at how this thing works at some point, and maybe build a little model out of this. As well as some more modern electronic stuff for making your Lego stuff. Do cool things and take that wheel back, put it on there. But these motors, I like these motors because they're quite fun to work with, and they're easy to attach to things, apart from that little bump at the bottom. Easier than a giant NXT one or EV3 one. So cool, thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe. Oh no, it's the giant Duplo fake Lego. Run! It's native to the jungles, wherever this person is driving their thing. Oh, it's a tree. Driving over the tree because my car is so cool. Driving over the... I've run out of things to drive over. Anyway, thanks for watching, and so on. Bye.